You're probably getting tired of hearing the news because we're all getting bombarded of how the real estate market is dead, buyers don't want to buy homes anymore, or investors are no longer investing. Let's look at the future of real estate. So let's look at what has been happening since 1912, 1960, 1980 to where we are today and where we're going. In 1912 to 1960, we mainly built detached homes, multiplexes, and high-rise. This is what you saw back in 1912. So we were building a lot of detached homes throughout Toronto. We were building multiplexes, which you can see them along Queen, King, and we were building high-rise. From 1960 to 1980, what happened is, with the new law from the government, we started building apartment buildings. And that's all we did, just apartment buildings, just rentals. So 1912 to 1916, we were building detached homes, multiplex, and apartment buildings, high-rise buildings. 1960 to 1980, we continued building detached homes, but mostly a lot of apartment rental buildings. This is where we built almost 200,000 rental units. And since 2006 to 2022, we were building mostly pre-construction condo, and that's where the condo boom happened. And that's basically what we've been building for the past 25 years. Hardly any detached homes, hardly any rental apartment buildings, and just only pre-construction condos. Because we've only been focusing and building on pre-construction for the past almost 20 years, what happened was that Canada's population keeps growing on annually since 1912, since 1972, for the past 50, 60 years, roughly about 1%. Some years, on average, 1.2%, 1.3%, some years 0.9%. The message is that Canada's population has to increase year after year by 1%. So you might be thinking that for the past 10 years, we've been receiving a lot of growth and a lot of immigration. In reality, we have not. We have been increasing by 1%. And also, we've been building the same amount of homes since the 60s, since 1960s. We're not building any more homes than we were back in the 1960s. What changed was the type of product we were building and delivering. And because we changed on the type of product that we were building and delivering, that's where all the shortage of homes started to happen. Let me explain. In 1912, 1960, detached, multifamily, high-rise, mainly detached, and multiplex. And these detached homes and multiplex, they take about a year to 2 years to build. 1960 to 1980, detached homes and apartment buildings. But from 2006 to 2022, it was all about the condo boom, all about pre-construction. And the pre-construction market, a high-rise condo takes roughly about 5 to 7 years to build. So what happened was that population still increased by 1% year after year, but because we weren't delivering homes as how we were in the past, which roughly took about a year to deliver from the time a buyer walked into the presentation center, signed the contract, a year later they were getting keys to their brand new home. From 2000 to 2022, it took 5 to 7 years. Because delivery was taking long to deliver on new homes and population kept growing at an average pace of 1% every year, that's where the shortage started to happen. This is the main message that we have to understand, that we have a shortage on home, and it started compounding year after year for the past 20 years. So can this problem be fixed right away? Can it be fixed from 1 year to another year? No, it's impossible. Even if you hear the government coming out with their wish list that they're going to be building 1.5 million homes in Ontario for the next 10 years, I can tell you, you're gonna see chickens growing teeth before they actually achieve it, because it is impossible to actually build that many homes, because we've never built that many homes in the past. We can only build X amount because of the manpower we have. And because we can't build that many homes, you have a shortage. And shortage increases into demand because we don't have enough homes, and demand increases prices. The truth is, the problem that we have today in the real estate market is not because people don't want to buy homes. It's not because investors don't want to invest. Because if there's anything you know in life, people will always need homes, and people will always want to be homeowners, and investors will always invest, because if they don't, they're gonna retire poor. So they will always be investing. Because we were not delivering homes fast enough, because we were building pre-construction condos, which takes 5 to 7 years, the shortage created demand, and because there was not enough homes being delivered on time, it increased prices. So what you're going to be seeing in this chart is you're going to be seeing the prices have been going up higher and higher, while household incomes have been staying flat and not growing. So this gap between prices going higher and higher and household income staying flat and not growing is where the affordability issue comes in place. Because of the shortage, demand, and prices increasing so high for the past 10 years, the market needed to correct itself. And that's where we are today. The market is correcting itself. So what is the government doing about this? Well, they have to tackle the shortage. They're coming out with policies and targets of how many homes they need to build every year in order to create affordability for Canadians. And what they've come out with is the missing middle, and also the type of product that we're going to be building moving forward. We're going to be building mostly rentals. So the condo boom is becoming the rental boom. So in order for us to restore affordability, in order for us to build homes faster, the government has introduced the missing middle. The missing middle is the gap between detached homes and high-rise. So basically what we have been missing, what we haven't been building since the 1960s. And what this will do is that it will be able to build homes right away, because multiplexes usually take about 12 months to 18 months to build. Not only that, multiplexes are low-rise homes where people can live in the community that they want to live. The units will be larger. People want to live in there because it's more private. They want to raise their families. It's more affordable, and it'll create a gentle density. This is what actually people are looking for. Not only just investors, but tenants, people that want to buy and live in their communities, people that are going to be living in one floor and maybe their family in another floor, and maybe rent out the units, and they'll be able to afford it. To understand where we're going in the future with what we're going to be building, how we're going to be living, picture Paris, picture Madrid, picture New York, where you see a whole bunch of multiplexes, and people are happy to live in them because they have a backyard. It's more private. They're larger units. They can raise their family in there. They can have multiple units where you live in one unit and rent out the other 3-4 units, basically living for free. You can live with your family members as multi-generational family. And this is what the future of real estate will be. The City of Toronto has a target to build 285,000 homes by 2031, and about 60 to 70,000 of them are going to be multiplexes. So you're going to be seeing the city change from detached homes getting converted to multiplexes. And this is the future of real estate. How can you take advantage of the change that we're going through? Learn more about it and accept it, adapt to it, because change is good for you. Change is growth. Example, these multiplexes that we're building are not just for investors. It could be for you as a buyer too as well. Let's say you buy a multiplex that has 5 units. You live in one of the units and rent out the other 4 units. You can be living in your own home and for free, not be paying for the mortgage or any of the maintenance fee because the other 4 tenants are paying for it. Or if you're an investor, the math now makes sense. I am hosting a multiplex CMHC MLI Select webinar where I'm educating investors on how they can be investing in a multiplex. This will be the future of the Toronto real estate market. I invite you to learn more about it, watch our videos, visit our website, and see you then.